For today, I can solve and graph quadratic equations using the quadratic formulas. Read together, 1, 2, 3. I can solve and graph quadratic equations using the quadratic formula. So we don't need a Ferrier model since we're still on the same concept. Is that correct? Quadratic equations, we already know what they are. So what are they? Two variable equations, highest degree 2. Gave you examples, non-examples. So it's two variable equations, highest degree 2. Remember that? Yes, Mr. Q. All right, good. Copy these steps, please. Step 1, set the quadratic equation in standard form. Step 2, identify A, B, and C. Step 3, write the quadratic formula and substitute. Step 4, solve. Step 5, graph. Step 6, check. Copy that, please. Okay, let's see. Steps again. Step 1, set the quadratic equation in standard form. Do we know how to do that? Yes, from highest degree to lowest degree. Step 2, identify A, B, and C. I'm going to show you that in a little bit. Step 3, write the quadratic formula and substitute. Today we're going to learn that. Step 4, solve, graph, and check. We know how to do the last part. Just here in between today, we're going to learn how to do that. But the steps, again, remain the same. Standard form, identify A, B, and C. Write the quadratic formula and substitute, solve, graph, and check. Okay? So, underneath that, I want you to write the following, please. I want you to write the quadratic formula. Nice and neat like me. The quadratic formula. So here you go. Let me introduce you to the quadratic formula, students. Quadratic formula, students. X equals. And if you have your colored pens, use those. So I'm going to start switching colors. So minus. Then with red, I'm going to write B. Now I'm going to switch back to black, plus, minus, square root, switch back to red, B, back to black, 2, squared, minus, 4, I'm going to switch to blue, A, I'm going to switch to green, C, and everything starting from the negative to the end over here, C, is going to be over. Everybody see that? 2, and then we're going to switch to blue, A, and that's it. So check this out. So far we've been solving, we solved quadratic functions by graphing. Remember we did the table and we graphed it? Then from there we went to factoring. We started factoring using the Power Rangers. Remember that? Yes, Mr. Q, I remember. All right, good. And then today we're going to learn how to solve quadratic equations, but now using the quadratic formula. This is the quadratic formula. Okay? So, the quadratic formula is, so that in case you forget, X equals minus B plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC over 2A. Give me a second. All right, here we go again. Quadratic formula is X equals minus B plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC over 2A. X equals minus B plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC over 2A. Where were we? Oh, yeah. X equals minus B plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC over 2A. X equals minus B plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC over 2A. X equals minus B plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC over 2A. X equals minus B plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC over 2A. X equals minus B plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC over 2A. X equals minus B plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC over 2A. X equals minus B plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC over 2A. X equals minus B plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC over 2A. X equals minus B plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC over 2A. X equals minus B plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC over 2A. X equals minus B plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC over 2A. X equals minus B plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC over 2A. Here we go. Quadratic formula is X equals minus B plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC over 2A. X equals minus B plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC over 2A. X equals minus B plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC over 2A. Tell your neighbor the quadratic formula, please. What's that? Really? Like? Okay, so we got that, right? Yeah. All right, so do you have enough space underneath where you wrote the steps? Yes. All right, so copy this down. Example 1. I'm sorry? Oh, I'm sorry. Example Q. Copy this, please. Copy the instructions that says, solve by factoring and using the quadratic formula. Solve by factoring and using the quadratic formula. Example Q. Y equals negative 3x squared minus 9x minus 6. Copy that. All right. Look up, please. So let me go through the entire process, then I'll have you copy afterwards, okay? So pens down, eyes up here. So check this out. Today, like I said, we're going to solve using factoring and quadratic formula. But since we already know how to solve by factoring, I'm going to focus our attention on quadratic formula, okay? Therefore, the process goes as follows. Step 1, make sure it's in standard form. Look at it. Is it in standard form? Yes. There it is, okay? Step 2, before I go to step 2, I need to clarify how to identify A, B, and C. So, standard form looks like this. A x squared plus bx plus c equals y. So watch. If I was to match this with this equation, I'm going to start by switching the y to the other side. So it will be y equals, right? What's next? Ax squared plus bx plus c. Does everybody see that? All right, so now that we have the standard form underneath, like I said, you'll copy at the end. Pay attention right now. Once you have it like this, standard form, I'm going to identify A, B, and C. What is A? -3. What is B? -9. And what is C? -6. Okay, copy up to right there, please. Okay, and for those of you that do have your colored pens, make sure everything that I'm doing in that color, you follow along in that color. So here we go. Step 1, standard form. Step 2, identify A, B, and C. Are we there so far? Step 3, write your quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is X equals, everyone, minus B plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC over 2A. Now we're going to substitute. That's the same step. Write your quadratic formula and substitute. So copy that. And after that, let's rewrite it underneath. But every time you see a variable, we're going to open a parenthesis. So minus parentheses plus minus square root parentheses squared minus 4 parentheses over 2 parentheses. Copy that really quick. All right, let's substitute. I'm going to use colors once again. I'm going to start with A. What is A? Everyone? -3. And where does A go according to our formula? Next to the 4 and next to the 2. So I write -3 here and -3 down here. Next, what is B? -9. Where does that go? At the beginning and with a square. So -9, -9. And what is the last variable? C, which is -6. That goes right here, -6. Okay? We're going to do the next part together since it's fairly simple to follow. So let's simplify that equation. We got X equals. What is negative times a negative? So that's a +9 plus minus square root. What is -9 squared? That means -9 times -9. 81. What is -4 times -3? +12 times -6. -72. All of that over 2 times -3, that is -6. Is everybody following so far? Okay. Let's scoot this up a little bit. Make some room. All right. Next, X equals. We got 9 plus minus square root. What is 81 minus 72? 81 minus 72, 9 over -6. X equals 9 plus minus, what is square root of 9? 3. And all of that over -6. Are we there so far? Okay. Pens down really quick. I'll let you finish copying a little bit. This next step is key. Now let me ask you a question. When we were solving quadratic equations by factoring, usually how many roots did we find? How many? 2. So check this out. This next step here, I need to write 2 equations. Don't write anything down, just pay attention. And I'm going to write one as x sub 1 and another one as x sub 2. And let me show you why. Pay attention, please. Pens down. Look up. One of them has a positive number there. So that means I'm going to write everything the same except for that negative. So I'm going to write 9 plus 3 over -6. What is the only thing I didn't write? The negative. That means for the second one, I'm going to write it as a negative. So this is 9 minus 3 over negative 6. Did you see what happened right there? Okay, copy that, please, and then we'll finish it off. So what does that mean? We need to simplify each one of these. I'm going to start with the top one. Let's see. What is 9 plus 3? 12 over negative 6. What is 12 divided by negative 6? Negative 2. All right, let me do the bottom one now. What is y minus 3? I mean 9 minus 3, sorry. 6 over negative 6. What is 6 over negative 6? Negative 1. And guess what? These are my x-intercepts, my zeros, my roots, and my solutions. So notice it's a longer way than finding the roots. Is that correct? The only thing the quadratic formula is used because you get to some equations that cannot be factored, and guess what? You can factor them using the quadratic formula. Let's graph. Right above that, let's see. Here's my parabola. My coordinate plane. What is our y-intercept? Let's see. Everyone? What is our y-intercept? Negative 6 goes down here. Negative 6. What are our x-intercepts? Negative 2 and negative 1. Now, look up, please. Some of you made mistakes in the past on the graphing because I always told you to start from left to right. Is that correct? So if I started here, you're probably going to try and go here or go like this or something like that. But the one thing that you're forgetting is to look at the coefficient here, the leading coefficient. Is it a negative? That means it's a what? Sad face. And if we start from left to right, we start over here and we go up, through there, and through the y-intercept. And that's how you graph your parabola. So, and to check, we already know how to check. Is that correct? We use one of the points to start. Let's say I use this one. What is the coordinates for that point? Negative 2 and 0. And what would I do? Substitute that in here, and I should get that equal to that, or equal to 0. Everybody with me? All right. So, the last part. Look up, please. Pens down. Check this out. This part inside of the radical, this is known as the discriminant. Discriminant. What does that mean? That this tells us how many solutions you're going to find in a quadratic equation. So check this out. If you get a positive number, you're going to have 2 solutions. If you get a negative number, you're going to get 0 solutions. But if the number is a number 0, you're going to get 1 solution. You're saying, what does that mean, Mr. Q? Well, pens down. Look up, please. Look, if I take this and I substitute the values, here they are. You guys see them? And I simplify. And I simplify. What number is it at the end? What number is it? 9. What kind of number is that? Is it a positive, a negative, or is it a 0? Positive. So according to my instructions using the discriminant, if it's a positive number, I should get 2 solutions. How many solutions did I get? 2. What if I was to simplify and this would have been a negative 9? How many solutions? 0 solutions. What if I was to simplify this and I ended up here with a square root of 0? How many solutions? 1 solution. You understand? Kind of, sort of. Okay, copy this, please. Make sure you box that, point to that, discriminant. Let me write this out a little bit better because it's the tablet doesn't allow me to write that nice. It's not me. Discriminant. Bam, there it is. And that's pretty much the home plate for tonight. solving a quadratic equation using the quadratic formula. Everybody got it? All right. So for tonight, our home play for tonight is found on pages 607 through 608, and you're only going to do all. So little, right? Okay. How are we doing with this? Okay, so if I was to say, all of a sudden I'm all like, Curtis, the quadratic formula is X equals
minus B plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC over 2A.
Bam. How good one, everyone? There's tutoring today. If I don't see you guys tamales. Enjoy your home play. Bye.